Yeah, it's getting hotter with each one.
That's an addicting show. Like what?
Well, I've been watching things I'm too embarrassed to tell about.
Oh, he's the best. That's my
He's just
favorite.
a normal human. He's not a space marine. He's not anything special other than.
Yeah, a little bit better though, I think.
And like I said, my son's smelly enough.
We're never doing this again. We're gonna go make another drink.
Welcome everybody. Midlife Vices. The Booster Gold of YouTube shows. So the only problem with that is I can, we got the two little screens down on the bottom where I can actually see you. So
What?
what?
Oh,
I can see your screen, so I can see you actually duck down. But I was hoping
I have
you
it
would do
on
that.
full screen, so I can't see
Oh.
anything other than
Yeah,
what the
you're lucky
audience
enough. You don't have to click on all the cool stuff like, the banners and
Yeah, I
all
do.
that stuff. So you just get to focus on. I mean, you can, but you don't.
Yeah, I just don't.
Right, because you just leave that to me. Anyway, welcome everybody. As I said, we're Midlife Vices, the Booster Gold YouTube shows. As always, I am Steve, and as always, he's Jim. I don't think he's ever anybody
Next
else.
week, let's
Next week we'll
change
switch.
that.
We'll switch that up. So tonight we'll continue our Scrubs and Star Wars Vector Prime conversation. Hopefully, at least one of you out there is still interested in hearing about that. But if you're not, that's all right. We like talking about it. So, Jim,
And let's face it, this is all about us.
this is all about us.
Yes,
All about us. Yeah, it is.
just the two of us.
Don't get me singing. That would.
Oh,
I'm three.
okay.
I'm 3 tequilas in, so it could
I've
happen.
never heard that whole song, so
Which version? There's like 16 different versions of it.
I don't know. You know what's weird? My wife has to sit in here during. She takes a class online, so she's in here one night a week, and she puts pillows in my chair, and it really messes me up.
Oh,
My butt was comfortable there for a second. I like to be
You
as
don't want that. You
uncomfortable as I can when I do this show.
yeah. You got to be uncomfortable to focus or
Yeah.
to stay awake.
And I'm not as tall now.
Huh.
Hmm.
There you go.
Interesting.
Ooh, the magic of television. Magic of television. So yeah, we'll get into those topics here in a little bit. But first off, what have you been up to?
So much. First off, how was your Easter?
Well, it was great. We went to my niece's place, so we drove up to Reno. There was quite a few of us there, just for dinner. I mean, it's a 2.5 hour drive to get there, and then, well, obviously the same to get back.
Yeah, well, it depends. I guess it depends on the type of downhill.
Well, I just love when people say, "Oh, it was 2.5 hours each way," or the even better thing is like, "Oh, I came here all the way from the East Coast." Well, obviously, you didn't come half the way from the East Coast. Yeah.
Depends on if you live on the East Coast.
So for in 3 hours, we were there for a couple hours, but mainly it gives me the chance to go to the liquor store over there, which is
To do what?
go to the liquor store
Oh,
because
nice.
there's the big liquor store over there. So yeah, but no, it was
At
good.
least
How about
you
you?
remember what Easter's all about.
That's right, spirits. Yeah.
Nice.
How was yours? Was good.
Yeah, we had a good one. We went to some friend's house on the Saturday before Easter. We did an Easter egg hunt with the kids at a park in their hometown, and then went to their house for a barbecue. That was real nice. Then Easter Sunday, we went to church, and then which we do every Sunday, not just on Easter. And then we went to Heather's parents' house for dinner and company, and and I fell
What did
asleep
you have
on
for dinner?
chicken, shredded chicken.
Oh, nice.
And then I fell asleep on the chair for 2 hours.
Okay,
So that was nice.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had barbecued hamburgers and pulled pork,
Mm.
smoked pulled pork. So
You can't go wrong with pulled pork.
no, pretty tasty. Yeah, so that was good.
No,
How's work been? Keeping you busy? You getting any loadouts going?
that's going to start happening in probably 2 weeks.
Mm.
And then let's see what else we got. Josiah's soccer season has started. I'm trying to, because we've had 2 practices canceled already because of weather.
Right.
So actually our first game is coming up this Saturday without a practice.
Nice.
Yeah. And pitchers. So we got that coming up on Saturday. Tomorrow we have a concert to go to for my older son Josiah. He'll be singing, and then I don't know. April is just a really busy month for us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not all. That's all I've done outside of entertainment stuff.
Right.
I think I told you we started a rewatch of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
We've watched one more episode since the last time we talked.
Oh, well, you were making progress.
Slowly but surely, just
Well, I mean, that's how it's intended to be, right? Once a week, once every.
and honestly, that's almost how I like it.
Yeah.
Sometimes only once a month.
Yeah.
So that's going well. Last night, well, this would be the best of the week. So
Was that a cue?
that was
There's-
you in a funny segment from the once a month thing. So last night, we were sitting in the living room, just getting ready. People left, getting ready to watch something on TV. It was 9:00, and I threw on The Hunger Games. The first
a new one? Oh,
Catching
okay.
Fire. And it's the first time I've watched it since the first time I've watched it.
Okay.
Heather put down her book and watched the whole thing, and I watched the whole thing, and I enjoyed the heck out of that movie.
Yeah, we might have to rewatch all of them. I haven't seen it. I still haven't seen the new one. It's on
Either way, Song of Snakes and Dancers,
something like that.
Snakes and Clowns,
Something.
Siegfried and Rory. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But yeah, they are good movies. I like all of them.
Yeah, the second one was always my favorite. It was my favorite book. So yeah, I'm looking forward to rewatching these actually,
Cool.
if we actually stick with it.
Yeah. Will you or won't you? I don't know.
No, we will.
I have
We'll
my
finish
doubts.
because it's only it's 3 more movies.
Right.
We will finish those.
Nice.
There's a better chance of finishing those than Breaking Bad. Let's put it that way.
So you're only through what, 3 or 4 episodes of Breaking Bad?
3.
3.
Wait. Yes, because I think he kills the guy in 3.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we just finished the 3rd. And so you are right that it is much funnier this time watching them,
Yeah.
but that's because I know the end.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
think
it's
so.
actually funny.
Right. They have a good chemistry, the two of them.
Yeah, and it's well written. It's just, man, I hate knowing the end because I'm like, come on, let's get to the story.
That makes it hard with this type of show for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I have problems with drama, rewatching
Right.
dramas, is because I know what happens and I just want to
Right.
get to the good stuff.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I agree. Which is why we're enjoying. I just forgot the title again. The 3.
Amigos.
No. I keep wanting to say 3 world problem.
The 3 body problem.
3 body problem. Thank you. Three Body Problem. We have 2 episodes left. It's only 8 episodes. So,
Oh, we did watch the first episode of that, by the way.
okay.
Most of it.
Okay. So we're on episode 7, and it's really enjoyable. It's got enough mystery to keep me interested in what's happening with it, and the storytelling's pretty good too. I mean, it's good overall. Something different. Like I said, I don't know the outcome. I don't even know if it's going to be just one season or if there's going to be more seasons or how that's all going to work. So,
Yeah. So we watched up to the point where she goes outside to smoke the cigarette, and the other woman comes with a warning in the first episode.
okay, yeah,
So that's where we've gotten to,
nice.
and like you would expect, we're only 3/4 of the way through the first episode of the first season of a show. Don't
Yeah,
know what's going on? Not a clue.
right.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if we like it or not. I don't know if we're even going to finish it, but
Yeah.
I threw it on just because you were watching it. And
Well, most episodes are like 45 minutes, 45 to 55, so it goes pretty quick. Yeah.
Oh, we did watch the Glass Onion, the Knives Out story, the second one.
You mentioned that last week.
Did I mention that last week?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
never mind. That was best of last week.
Right. Yeah, that was fun. I'm hoping they make a third one.
Me too.
Yeah.
Really enjoying those.
Yeah, they're fun. I don't know why I like them so much, but they're.
I think I'm the same. I like that might be the best movie I've watched in a year.
Yeah, I agree. I don't agree that it's the best you've watched because I don't know, but
Yeah,
I
well,
agree that it's,
yeah, I agree. You should like that one the best.
We also watched the season or the finale of Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, which was the finishing off the Rick and Michonne story. It was 6 episodes. Originally, it was planned to be like 2 3-hour movies, and they were going to do it in the theater, and that all changed. So they just made 6 single episodes. And it was a pretty satisfying ending. I mean, it's so hard with a show that changes its characters. You lose the characters. I mean, it's been 5 years since Rick was on it, and he was the main character. So to come back after all that time, it's kind of weird. It's like a comic book where you wait 6 months to get the next issue, and you're still trying to.
So that's kind of my question here. So the comic ended kind of out of the blue, like it did.
Yes.
Has the show got to that point?
Well, they changed it. I mean, Walking Dead itself ended 2 years ago now. So they just have the spin-offs, the Daryl show, and then there's a.
They're still doing the Daryl show?
I think it ended. It's over now. I think it was. I don't know if there's a second season of that as well. But that just finished this year. And then the Negan and Maggie spinoff, and then there was this one with Rick and Michonne.
Wait, isn't Maggie the one that was married to
Glenn?
Yes, and didn't Negan kill Glenn?
Yes.
None of this makes sense to me.
Well, I mean, it comes to the point where like 6 or 7 years have passed, 8 years have passed, I think, since that.
And she needs someone.
And they're not in a relationship. They just end up having the same end goal and having to work together. And she realizes at this point that, because after she goes away and then comes back after like 3/4 of a season, she's done a lot of stuff that she's not proud of as well. And everybody realizes at this point that in a zombie apocalypse, you're going to do some pretty horrible stuff. So, yeah. But I mean,
you can end up killing Bill Murray.
Oh my! Did we ever talk about me watching those?
I don't know. I don't remember if we've done it on the show.
Oh my goodness, we watched those like 3 weeks ago.
I remember you putting out a tweet or something saying
I did, yeah.
That why
I don't know how
did
it
it take
took
you so
me
long?
15 years to watch because it was both me and Sherry were just like, how have we not seen this? This is hilarious. This is great.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. I couldn't believe how much we enjoyed both of those.
Oh, I didn't know there was 2 of them.
Oh, you didn't know there's Zombieland and there's what's the second one called? It was like 5 years ago. 4 years
Yeah,
ago.
no, I haven't seen the second one.
Double Tap, it's called.
Double Tap. Oh,
Yeah.
I may have seen that one. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, the first one, Zombieland, is the Bill Murray stuff is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, just, I haven't read anything. Like I told you this morning, in 4 days, I haven't listened to The Way of the Kings. I'll get back into it. Like you said, I kind of want to try something a little different for a while, just a palate cleanser kind of
Mm-hmm.
to break the cycle. But everything I'm looking at is like either mystery or
Fantasy.
biography.
Oh.
So outside of fantasy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's just not a whole lot of other. You can't just go get a sitcom book. It's hard to find something.
Yeah, it is. It's and then who do you trust with recommending something to you? And
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah. So anyway,
So I did start the second book in the Radiance of Words. I'm only like the prologue is 45 minutes.
right.
So and I might have to re-listen to that.
Yeah.
I don't exactly remember everything that happened.
Mhm.
So let's see. I got that going on. I started the Lost Bookshop. It's a book I started.
What's that about?
I don't know. I'm only like half a chapter in.
Okay.
I'm still reading The Kings of the Wild, but finishing up The Way of Kings kind of pushed that one to the side. So I'm 35% through that one.
Okay.
I just have to start reading again. I haven't read anything in a couple of days, except for
Yeah.
the book we're talking about tonight.
Right.
So I haven't even listened to anything in a couple of days.
Yeah. Well, it's been pretty busy with stuff going on. So, having company and Easter and all that kind of stuff happening. So, yeah.
Yep.
Anyway. All right. So, I think that's it for
That's
stuff
it for me.
Yeah, that's it
I
for me
think.
as well. All right. So that's going to take us into talking about our Scrubs episodes 5 and 6. Where are we at here? Let me just change that. And Vector Prime, the next 50-ish pages from where we left off last time. And I still haven't updated this, but I'm going to play it anyway. All right, there we go. I was thinking, we could do just like a top 5 moments from what we read and a top 5 moments from what we watched in the future, and we'd still have a top 10 list.
Yeah. do you have a top? Give me a top 5 moment from something you want to do. You want to do the book or the show?
Oh, we don't want to do that this week. That's
Huh?
too confusing.
Too confusing.
Top 5 is on Scrubs with them on the golf course. Yeah. My Two Dads, episode 5. Episode 5 of Scrubs is called My Two Dads. Basically, JD is being
Courted
apart between
Cox and
Kelso
Kelso.
and Cox. Yeah, absolutely. And it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I was telling Steve that the first time I watched this episode, which I've seen this episode probably 4 times total now, but
Right.
during the rewatch, I watched it and I was like, it's not my favorite episode. And then I watched it again and I was like, I like that a lot better the second time than I did
Yeah.
the third first time.
Yeah, it was really cool. I really enjoyed it.
Is that the one with the Lost and Found box?
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't remember if that was that one or that one.
Yeah, that's the Lost and Found box.
Yeah.
where Turk gets his pin for Carla.
Or the butt box.
The butt box, yes. A couple things in this episode. One thing, I think it disproves any theories that the janitor can only be seen by JD
Wrong.
because, because Kelso, as he walks by the janitor mopping, he says, too much ammonia.
No, he said it might be too much ammonia today.
Yeah.
Never addresses the janitor.
Yeah. Well, when we get to episode 6, we'll talk a little more about it.
Okay, yeah, because I don't remember that, but I'm just saying because I'm paying attention to that theory.
Right.
And yeah, no, Kelso can say that. He's not saying it specifically to the janitor.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, and everything else, and the janitor's in the Star Wars vision.
So this show is very heavy in the Star Wars. Like the entire theme of the episode, JD is kind of like Luke, with Cox being the Obi-Wan and Kelso being the Emperor, trying to court him over, or the Darth Vader, however you want to have it.
I mean, it's
And
good and evil. It's not really necessary.
Yeah, and-
Star Wars. There is a Star Wars reference.
but then they have the duel, and then they have them all dressed up in the Vision
Mhm.
as Star Wars characters. So, yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
and
heavy.
Donald Faison is a huge Star Wars fan.
He is, yes, yeah. Well, he's done a lot of voices and stuff for like Rebels and that sort of thing. So there's actually a character I was listening to the podcast today. There's actually a character in one of the cartoons whose last name is Faison because of him. So,
Nice.
which is pretty cool, yeah. But what was your favorite part of this episode?
All the magic boobs.
The magic moves, yes. Yeah.
Well, that and then the butt pen really makes me laugh because when she hugs him and she has it in her hand and it's near his face and he's like,
Right near his nose.
it's really funny.
And then the Todd sees the chain in the.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought this up because I was wondering. I watched it for the second time. I was watching it, and he looked at his chain.
Yeah.
Do you think it came from the box, or you thinking he's thinking about putting it in his behind?
No, they showed it in one of the X-rays.
You don't know it's that chain.
No, you don't know it's that chain, right? I don't know.
So it's
That's
the
a
first
good
time
point.
I've ever looked at him
Yeah.
that, like, because he kind of got this smirk
Right.
on his face, and I was like he's gonna go to the bathroom and do something with that chain.
That's a good point. Yeah, it could be either one. His character is just so funny. Oh, it's hilarious. Just
I mean,
Yeah.
that character does so much with nothing. It's great.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure. We also get JD imagining, the video of him and Cox playing catch,
Yeah.
the football, and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty funny too. Like when he asks him, "What do you want from me?"
It automatically reminds me of the Wonder Years.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
Okay,
Yeah. And later on, well, that's in the next episode. That's actual footage of well, we'll get into that in episode 6.
man, there is a. I'm trying to remember. I wish I would have wrote
The
it.
Family Feud with Louis Anderson too. What more could a boy want than and they're like boobs.
Yeah, I mean that's it. It's 100% true. And then the boy cheering when she flashed him.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Donald Faison running to try to stop his girlfriend from opening the butt pin,
That's right.
and then seeing her flashing the old. Oh, my favorite line was the old man. Is there wait? They're all the old men are in line, and she comes around the corner and goes, "There she is!"
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I got a case. I've got to see him."
Yeah, like he's the guy. Yeah,
And that's a great line.
it is. Yeah, it's fantastic.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Donald Faison stopping, halting, going back because he saw Elliot flashing the old man. And then she's down just doing paperwork. And he's like, it's great.
And of course, the serious part of the episode is with them doing a surgery on one patient using another dead patient's insurance. And that's what starts the whole thing of them fighting over JD, basically, to their side. So there is that. And Cox ends up doing it, and he ends up getting suspended from work. So,
yeah, which leads directly into the next episode of
it does.
Cox's ex-wife being a member of the board of the hospital.
Right.
And JD being in charge of smoothing her. Like, watching her. She had some kind of fainting incident, and so he had to take care of her.
Mild fainting. Mild fainting. So he had to take care of her. Of course, she is exact. I mean, they haven't told us at this point that she was his ex, Cox's ex. We don't know that.
Yeah, you don't know that at this point.
She is identical to Cox in every way. It's as far as the way she talks to JD, her attitude, very sarcastic, very, very much.
She is the wife of the show creator.
She is, yes.
So, and she's also was in the Drew Carey show. I wonder, did he have anything to do with the Drew Carey show?
I don't think so. She was also in Cougar Town, which is really.
I've never watched Cougar Town.
Yeah, that's a good show too. You should Courtney Cox. You should check it out. It's pretty funny. It's a good show. But so Cox gets cleared.
He's bulletproof.
He's bulletproof. That's what he comes out. So, but this comes down to talking about how one thing you say can affect everybody, cause a chain reaction. They mentioned that in the show. And this is where it goes from, I can't remember the exact sequence, but it ends up going with Turk getting yelled at by Carla. Turk then yells at Elliot. Elliot then walking, throws her coffee cup into the trash and spills it on the floor and apologizes to the janitor as she's walking by.
Not necessarily.
Well, okay, not necessarily. Not necessarily do we see any character talk to in this show. They could all just be talking to a blank screen.
Well, no, because there's no interaction. That's what I'm saying.
But she talks.
But there's no interaction from him back.
Well, she does that to him, and then he goes after JD. So we're talking about a chain reaction of things that people do, causing stuff to happen.
Well, he's a figment of JD's imagination.
It goes from Carla to Turk to Elliot to the janitor to JD.
Which,
like,
if
there's
he's
a
figment
sequence
of
there.
JD's imagination, that's the way it would happen.
But if there was a chain reaction, it would have went from Elliot to JD, but it didn't. It went from Elliot to the
but
janitor
it didn't
to JD.
have to, was what I'm saying. I'm saying there's still no interaction between those two characters.
Sure. Okay.
Again, we know later on in the series that they ditched this.
Right.
But to this point, it's still a valid theory.
Yeah. Well, not if you talk to everybody in the podcast that was on the show. They were like, oh, this completely disproves that theory.
So I am looking out for it, watching it, thinking like if I was watching this and it's the Sixth Sense. See, same thing happened in Sixth Sense. People were talking to him.
Okay.
Am I correct?
All right. Sure.
I mean, I'm just saying that if you look at it from a different point of view, it's not an interaction. Where the whole Sixth Sense is based on this.
From my point of view, the Republic are evil. Right.
Who are evil?
Or the Jedi. Or the council. But no, it makes a very specific point about it going in a sequence, about it being a chain reaction, and it shows the chain that happens. Like, I just find that very specific.
No,
and it's in like one scene. It goes through all those characters from one to the other.
Okay.
So that's all.
Again, the whole from her to him to the janitor to JD could be his imagination. It could have ended at Elliot.
Oh, sure, it could be. Yeah, I mean, this could be the whole show could be Newhart wakes up at the end and it was all
there.
Fake.
You go. I'm just again. I know where this series goes, as far as this character. But it's not disproven to this point.
Okay.
Until
We
you
will-
see an interaction between the janitor and another person where it's a back and forth, which we have not.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to fast forward this part of this show.
No, you won't. No, it's good discussion. It's good discussion.
Yeah.
You're just wrong. But again, a good episode.
Again, wrong in the long run. I fully acknowledge that when I started this, when I brought this up, which was brought up in the show on the podcast. I'm just saying, to this point, it hasn't been disproven.
Other than the people on the show saying that this disproves it.
Except for none of them have actually interacted with him. So they just know where it goes. Which we all know where it goes. I'm just saying that if they would have changed their mind, they would have said, hey, okay, he is a figment of JD's imagination. They still could have pulled that off easily.
But then these 2 episodes would have been major plot holes.
No.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. That's my
So
opinion.
have you ever walked into a room and said, smells like ammonia in here?
I've never thrown a cup of coffee on the ground and looked at the person and apologized for spilling it when they weren't there.
She didn't look at him. I watched.
All right. So anyway, we get Cox's wife who sleeps with JD, which is a very funny scene, and it's got to be awkward as a showrunner having your wife be in these kind of scenes with actors.
If it was, you wouldn't hire her to do that role.
No, I know, but still, I mean, me as an outsider, it's awkward to know that the showrunner's wife is making out with another character.
It did nothing to me. I had no problem with it.
I did. I'm just saying, for me, it would be weird to see my wife making out with somebody else. For me,
Yeah.
But they're actors. That's their job. That's what they do. So they go through that all the time. But yeah, it would be kind of odd. But anyway, but in the end, she ends up. JD asks her to. I think the funniest line from this one is when she's just like, "You had nothing to do with us sleeping together." Like when she says that to JD, because he's trying to sweet talk her a little bit, or when he goes in to talk to her and she starts giving the whole, I just had all these feelings and it's so hard, and then she breaks out laughing like, I just can't continue with this.
Yeah. See, I don't like her at all.
You don't?
No, not at all.
As a character or as an actress?
As a character,
Okay.
because I loved her in Drew Carey show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like that she got Cox back, but yeah, as a character, I just don't like when people are like that, I guess, in real life. So,
Well, that's kind of how Cox is too. It's just we see more of his end game of what he's going through. Like I think if we saw more of her like as a main character instead of a side character, where we actually ever saw her intentions and her actual, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. She might be a saint when she's not in the hospital,
Right.
but from what I see of her, I don't like her.
Right.
So,
yeah. And then Turk singing to Carla is pretty funny.
oh yeah, the whole that was my favorite that was my favorite interaction when her mom busts in on them and swinging the cane, and she's talking Spanish. And he says something. She's like, she understands English.
She speaks English.
Why are you talking Spanish? She says, I'm interpreting for you.
Yeah.
Which I got to take that off.
Yeah, that was funny.
Uh,
That was funny. And then them sitting Rowdy outside, moving him outside the bedroom.
Yeah, stay on. No, when he has, I can't. It was probably the episode before this. I don't know when he has a biscuit on the dog's mouth, and he's like,
Yeah,
"Okay,
just-
Rowdy," and then he's like, "I swear, when you're not here, he does it." Just,
Well, they pointed out too that this was that there's an actual food dish in the background too. Like
There's a
Rowdy
what?
has a food dish. Like
Oh.
Rowdy has a food dish.
doctors just wasting money.
And then in the background, this is the first appearance of Snoop Dogg intern.
Oh, I don't remember even seeing that.
Yeah, he's in the background, and then I think he's in the room in the back of one of the other scenes where he walks by. So, which I don't know. I haven't seen. Like I said, I've never seen this in sequence, so I know he gets a bigger role and he becomes
What's,
an intern. And then he becomes a
JJ
detective.
Walker.
Oh yeah, he's in that too.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jimmy Walker. He whereas he's in the place of Cox when he's talking to the patient first, and then he's talking to Kelso in the hallway. Yeah. That's the other thing. They said that he, apparently for him to say dynamite in a TV show, it costs the show a whole lot more. He charges more just to say that one line.
that just cracks me up.
Yeah.
Anyway, one really good episode, one okay episode.
Yeah, I mean, I laughed pretty loud at both of them.
I mean, there's funny stuff in all the episodes. I
yeah.
just, yeah. I guess it wasn't until today on a rewatch that I really enjoyed the 5th episode.
Right.
I'm looking forward to 7 and 8.
What's that?
I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to 7 and 8.
Yeah, should be good. The guy that always follows Kelso around, I can't remember his name,
Oh,
humping his leg. And,
yeah. So my favorite part was when Kessel invited JD to go golfing.
jumps in.
And he's like, sure. And then he went to throw the dog biscuit at the other guy, and JD jumps to and takes it.
Yeah.
Cracked me up.
Yeah. Or he hits the golf ball right into his forehead, so they show him later. It's just a big old golf ball well.
Yeah. I feel kind of woozy. Oh, you're fine.
Yeah. It was funny. So, yeah, I think overall what we see mainly is, again, we see Cox's view of the hospital. We see Kelso's view of the hospital. I don't know that either is right or wrong. I think as a director, you have to worry about having money to take care of all the other patients. Whereas a doctor, your job is to take care of that specific patient. So,
Yeah, there's got to be a balance there somewhere.
right.
Uh,
But it's good. So that is Scrubs. That is Scrubs for this week. And the next time, it'll be episode 7 and 8. The funny thing about doing this is I watch each episode like 3 times. So I watch it once to watch it, and then I watch it once to kind of take some notes, and then I watch it once to review before just to have it fresh in my mind a little bit,
so
which is weird.
watching. So I generally watch them the day after we record.
Uh,
And then generally that's it. And then
Yeah.
that's why I come in here. I'm like, oh, I don't remember what happened. Today I watched them today, and I only watched half of the episode 6.
Right.
So
right.
that's why I just know episode 5 better. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, it was it made it a little easier to talk about if I watched them today.
Right. Awesome. And that
Hey.
takes us, before we get to Vector Prime, this week's drink of the week. It's pretty much what Jim was drinking right there, the whiskey sour, except this one is a whiskey sour meringue. So here are our ingredients. Got the bourbon, lemon, egg white, a little bit of sugar, simple syrup, a torch, as you can see there.
Is that your kitchen?
Yeah. Yeah, that's my kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then all you do at the end after making the whiskey sour, which is just mixing the egg and the whiskey and the lemon and simple syrup together and shaking them all up, and is you take the other egg white and you make it into a meringue and you slop it on top, and then you use the torch to kind of brown it a little bit, and it makes it absolutely delicious. You want to turn a good drink into a nice sweet dessert drink.
I don't know
Yeah.
about meringue.
Oh,
I'm not
it's
a big
tasty.
meringue fan.
Oh, I love meringue. Lemon meringue is my go-to for pies. I could eat lemon meringue and never eat another pie ever. Like that would be
I'm not a big pie person anyway, but
really.
and if I'm gonna have it, it's gonna be pumpkin with whipped cream.
Not a big fan of pumpkin. I like it, but if there's like if I have a lemon, an apple, a chocolate, a cream pie, and a pumpkin pie, the pumpkin pie would be my last choice. If there's a pumpkin pie by itself, I'm going to eat it and I'm going to like it, but it would be my last choice of all those. So, yeah.
Oh, not me. I think it's my first choice.
Yeah. The only tips I would give with the whiskey sour, I would definitely go with a higher proof, like you use the Wild Turkey 101, which is perfect. I would go over like a Maker's Mark cask strength or Knob Creek, something over 100 proof.
I'm going to
Because
make this mark next time.
Yeah, because you're mixing it with all those other ingredients, so you can kind of lose the taste of the bourbon. If it's a lower proof, you want to kind of get it a little bit stronger, in my opinion. The one I bought, the one I'm using right now, the Walcott, it's 90 proof, so it's a little bit weaker. I buy them like that because I don't like to mix my drinks a lot. I prefer bourbon or tequila. I like to sip them straight. So having them real strong can kind of get a little too much. So a little less hot, a little cooler is what I buy for sipping. But having the stronger proof for mixed drinks generally works out a little better, just so you don't lose the actual flavor of the alcohol.
Well, I tell you what, just the bourbon and Diet Dr. Pepper mix, it's so good.
Yeah. Nice. All right, so that's the whiskey sour meringue. Very tasty drink. It drinks way too fast.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Now on to Vector Prime. So we had chapters 9 through 11 for this week.
9 was long. I was really
Yeah, it was. It was. I started looking at how many pages we had left because we got to 9. I'm thinking, well, we might only get 2 chapters, but 10 was a really short, kind of quick chapter. So
I'm trying to remember what all happened in 9.
So chapter 9 is the honor of dying. This is where the group of 4 go out to investigate the storm, end up in the middle of the forest with the trees emitting the toxins,
Okay.
trying to escape from it. And
A couple of those guys were pretty heroic as far as take my mask, take my oxygen, and leave.
yeah, there was really no second thought to it. There's like, you have a better chance of getting out of here. Take my mask, and they take it off and give it to the other person because the distance for them to get out was going to be too far. So, and then 3 of the 4 end up dying in the forest. Right, Jerem is the only one who actually makes it out.
Is there only 4 of them?
Yeah,
No, there's 2 warriors, the science guy, the girl.
yeah, that's it.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So the 2 give them up right away, and then the girl gives it to Jerem and basically holds a gun on him to make him.
Yeah, that
Like
seems
he-
a little
like she was a-
strange. If you don't leave, I'm going to shoot you.
Right? That makes no sense.
Yeah, your strategy was a little off.
If you don't want to survive, I'm going to kill you right now. And then she takes her mask off and dies. So, so they he finds the beetles. When he takes,
No, she finds the beetles, puts it in a pouch, right?
right? Yeah, she finds it when they dig it up, and it's under all the plant life is emitting these toxins.
Mm-hmm.
They're headed for the main planet, the storm that's coming for the main planet, which is all
Well,
been
yeah, it's it's
expanding.
developing the entire planet.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah,
I believe all the plant life is almost decomposing and making this
right, right.
Yeah.
I like the description they give though of the Red Panther. You know, it comes out of the forest.
Kruger, yeah,
The Kruger. I mean, yeah,
the crest.
Yeah, yeah.
Crest,
yeah, whatever it's called.
whatever it's called. Yeah, yeah.
So we get, so we get
Ignore-
Jaren that comes out of the woods, and then we get Danny. Are what they're headed. They realize that they are not meteors finally. That they're being attacked, or they're being. Well, it says what the alien basically shows up starts eating through the hull of their ship.
Yes. The villa,
Yeah.
and then they have a villa up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I can never remember. What's his name? Gala?
The prefect.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gara, Prefect Gara,
Oh, Gara. Okay.
De Gara. Yeah.
Yeah, I found that weird since didn't they decide they weren't going to try to convert Danny?
They did in the last 2 chapters ago.
Yeah, and then
They
all of a sudden-
said we would. She would be the only one we would if we were going to.
yeah,
But
and
we're
then
not going to. But then they sadly do.
yeah, then they tried to.
The creature joins with her, which
The
is kind of
Oolith?
weird. Yeah, well, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know the breathing apparatus thing.
Right
And then they push her into the icy water.
down the hole. Yeah. So I'm curious to see where that goes because I don't know where that goes. So I'm interested going forward.
Let's see, what did we have? We had the belt run with the solos.
That's chapter 10. Yes.
Yes.
So the next one is running the belt. And we get Jaina that goes out there and she just crushes whatever the old record was.
No, she takes over the record, right?
Oh, yeah, by a long ways. It's
Okay,
not even
I know
close.
she goes for like 27 minutes or something in the belt.
Yeah, it's like twice as long as what the previous
Yeah, I
record
couldn't remember
was.
what Kip had.
Right.
So
So yeah, so there's that, and that this kind of goes back. For me, we talk about Anakin and Jason, and where Anakin is almost completely about controlling the Force, using the Force for yourself. Jason is about accepting the Force into you, where Jane is kind of in the middle. She's like the best of both worlds. She practices to use it, and she lets it use her.
out of all the solo kids,
Mhm.
I feel like she'd be the only one that is formidable without the Force.
Right.
At least,
Yeah,
at least that's what it feels like at this point. you
Yeah,
know?
I agree.
And I know where everything goes, so but yeah, she feels like Han Solo with the Force is what she feels like.
Right.
So
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good explanation of it. Yeah, she's a cool character. I'm starting to like her a lot.
yeah, I think you're like all the characters. Seriously,
Yeah.
all the kids you're gonna end up liking, and then you won't like one, and you will
Right.
like one. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah, they're fun.
It's funny because this is one of the weird things about Star Wars is always how Han, even though he'd seen the Force used hundreds of times, still acted like he didn't believe in the Force. It's like, come on, we're at a point now where I think you've seen enough to realize that.
And
that it's
I
there.
think he's at that point here. Isn't he?
I think he is. Yeah, he is now. It just took forever.
Yeah,
Like 6 Star Wars movies.
Okay, and then So really, that was just kind of a filler scene to
It was.
watch the solo kids show off a little,
It
or have
was.
fun, I guess. Which wasn't terrible, it just
Right. And then we get chapter 11, which is titled Boom,
yeah.
where we get Han and Chewie actually going out into the belt.
That don't happen here.
Yeah, it does.
This is Yeoman Carr.
It is. We get Yeoman Carr killing. They send in. They trick basically the Trojan horse thing. But we also get Han and Chewie heading out to the belt.
Nope. I think that's the next chapter.
You sure?
No. But I read that chapter today, and I don't remember that happening. I mean, I might be wrong. I'm not.
I don't have my book on me, so. But
Yeah,
I
because
thought
that boom was Yeoman Carr finishing off the ex-Gala team, except for the ones that are sleeping.
Right. Yeah, there's like 3 left, I think. But they also, the hidden bombs or whatever that he gets into the landing bay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Nonomar. Yeah, into the landing bay, past acting like he's buddies with General or Admiral.
Well, act like he's
Akbush?
going to go negotiate.
Is it Akbush?
Akbul?
Akbul?
Something like
Akbush? Yeah. Akbar's replacement. Yeah, who thinks that he's on? These guys do a good job of making people think they're on their side until the moment when they're not on their side.
Yeah, Nominar is one of my favorite characters. If I could only remember if it's Nom Anar or Non Amar
Skeletor. Yeah.
or Skeletor. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I mean, there was a little more that happened here. This is still weird. I like it. It's just I'm finding that maybe I'm, how you like Star Wars more when it's not about the Force.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding at this point, I think I like it better when it is. Like I said before, this almost feels more like a Star Trek book would than a Star Wars book, other than having Star Wars characters in it.
You're going to get to plenty of the Force.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I just mean with all the science stuff and all the exploration of the different planets and that sort of thing feels very Star Trek, which I'm fine with. I like Star Trek too.
These aren't my favorite chapters in these books to
Right.
begin, because it's so dominated by setting up things to come.
Right.
Which you need. So
You do. Especially in how many books is it? 19 in the series or something?
yeah, I think that counts the novellas, which I've
Right.
never read. So
Right. So 17
uh,
main novels.
so I have some really rough novels in this series for me.
Yeah.
Well, when we get to a certain point in this book, we'll talk about it a little bit more.
Okay.
I don't like the way a certain character is handled.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can understand it, but it just doesn't feel right for the character for me. So
Gotcha.
we'll see.
Yeah. So that's Scrubs and Vector Prime for this week.
Yeah. So what do you think of these chapters overall?
I like this better than last week. I thought there was a whole lot more to. Last week was just not a lot going on. We're starting to see more of the plan of Nominar open up, take place. And it's just weird that because at the end of chapter 9, we also see Jerem get killed.
See what?
Jerem, the one who survived, gets killed. So it's what was the point of those 4 characters? Like,
Yeah,
they serve no purpose in the big scheme of things.
Yeah, it felt like filler. like they've already set up Yeoman Carr to be a killer,
Right.
competent espionage,
Right.
you know, and it just here's one more thing that just to drive it home, you know.
Unless it was all just to let us know about the Beatles and the,
But they told us about the Beatles earlier.
they had, yeah, you're right.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I had no investment in any of those 4 characters. Like they weren't even mentioned until that very moment of that chapter, right? That I can remember.
Yeah. There's
So it was weird.
Yeah,
It's weird.
I agree with you. There's really not a whole lot learned in these chapters that you don't know, other than to prove, just to reiterate the point that Yeoman Carr, whatever his name is
Ruthless.
"Ooh, I'm a tricky guy and I killed you."
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But we do get the start. I mean, we know where it's going here real soon. Well, I do for reading the next couple chapters already before we started doing this. So it's starting to pick up for sure. Now, if I could just keep this and a lot of the stuff that happened in the Thrawn trilogy separate in my mind, reading them so close together, like I keep expecting like Leia to,
So I read all these. I was 2 years behind in the books, I think, when I started reading them. So I read them all up to a certain point, and then I had to wait for the books.
I gotcha.
And then once I had to wait for one book, I was like, okay, I'm out. I
Yeah.
didn't like where it was going anyway. So,
Right.
okay, fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's
But
something-
Jason, I'm curious, Jason, if you do watch this, do you just not like Star Wars, or is there something specific that makes you not want to
listen to us talk.
listen to us talk about it, or pay attention to it? Like, is it a dislike of the material itself, or is there something else that makes you dislike Star Wars as a whole? I'm just curious.
Okay.
But we'll have you on it. We'll have you on soon on a show.
We'll make you read chapters right in the middle of the book and see how you.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, he'd love that.
Yeah.
All right. So that's going to pretty much do it for tonight's show. What do you got going on this week? Anything?
Oh, busy week.
Yeah.
Got concert tomorrow night. Got my youngest son's birthday is on the 8th. We're having his party on the 7th.
Okay.
My oldest boy bought a Rubik's Cube with his money
Oh, nice.
and can do the Rubik's Cube better than me already.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm nothing to brag about as far as the Rubik's Cubes goes, but he like has strategies, watching YouTube videos, like, okay, and it's not just like do this. It's like in this situation, you got to use this algorithm to turn the. Me and his mom are like, okay, this boy is going to go somewhere. So he's got a brain on him,
Nice. Yeah.
The other one's dumb as rocks, but I'm just kidding.
That's the way it goes.
I'm
He
kidding.
can't. Yeah, he can't hit a home run every time. Yeah, 500. Batting 500 is pretty good.
Yeah. The whole time
I can just see your mom's face when you say that.
yeah. The whole time I'm talking about that, I'm thinking about like, well, who doesn't think their kids are bright? So I had.
I wasn't going to say anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can see your mom on the other end, like, oh, he's right. Yeah, he's a genius. There's no doubt about that.
He's just he sees things different, which is
That's cool.
just impresses me. So
Nice. So, how long will the concert be?
what's that?
How long will the concert be?
Oh, I have no idea. Yeah. So that birthday party, we got doctor's appointments. We got.
Yeah, we have my brother's birthday on Saturday, and then doctor's appointments next Monday, Thursday. have to go to Reno again. It sucks having to drive 2.5 hours to a doctor.
Maybe there's one closer next to the vet.
If only. If only. I wish. Or maybe the vet can handle it.
Do you need to be neutered?
Or as they called it at the brain surgery is what they called it. So we need to get him neutered. Oh, he needs brain surgery, huh? So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I guess it will change your brain. It's going to be interesting. He's going to have a cone on his head for a little while. We're going to have to keep the windows up on the car because he can't not stick his head out the window. So I can just see the cone and the air catches it.
I mean, I want to buy chipper comb just because.
Yeah. It's funny. Anyway. All right. So that will do it for this week. We'd like to thank everybody for watching. Take care of yourselves. Be good. Watch something good. Find something you like. Read, watch, whatever it is. Dance, sing, whatever makes you happy. Find yourself a hobby to keep you busy. Sherry's still plugging along with her tiny houses. She's great with small things. It's fantastic. 25 years of practice. So she is set. We will see everybody next time on Midlife Vices, the Booster Gold YouTube shows. Take care.